and welcome back to the third part of this tutorial. Now let's take care of these components here so that we can have the employees details in there. Now exit out, click on exit. Yep, and let's select that particular component or the particular combo box, that is it right there, and come right here, go straight to the properties. You see right here where we have items, drop that down. So the very first item in there, if you guys can still recall, in my resets, that is supposed to be selected index 0, so that is going to be empty. The next one is going to be 78455, and so on. Those are the 5 employee details that I have on the system. Okay, so that is for 5 employee. There we go. And now let's click on OK. There we go. So if I run it now, or just before I run it, let's go into, because we have some data in here, so let's go straight into the reset. I need to take care of that as well, those 3. So that has to be changed to as follows. That will become 0.00. So when I reset, I want it to default back to that. I repeat the same thing for this and this. There. Okay, so let's run the program now and you'll see how that's going to look like. Now drop this down. That is index 0 right there. So if I select anything in here and select and click on reset, let's say we enter some value in here and click on reset, default back to 0 and get back to index 0, and this as well. Reset. Good. Now what I want to try and achieve is when I click on this, select any details here, I want it to give information about the individual employer. So let's end that, but first of all let's declare some global variable right up here. Okay guys, let's create some variables. So let's start from here, and the very first one, let's go for, let's say double, and that is going to be, I'm going to call that inner city. Okay, I have inner city as double, then I will also include basic pay, then overtime. After that I'm going to include tax, then let's go for pension, student loan, then NI payment, that should be payment. There we go. Alright, and that will be all for that. And let's declare one string variable there. I'm going to call this period. There we go. Alright, so I have all my global variables there. Now let's go to the form load. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these. I don't need the I don't need the connector anymore, so undo that and just get rid of the connections here. There. And right in here, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say date. I want to use this to activate the date and the months. Let's say date time, that will be equals date time dot now. There we go. Now let's create a local variable. This is local variable. I'm going to call it month. That month is going to be equals date. Yeah, that is it. That's good. Now that I've declared those, see this component here, this very one, I want that to display the dates. So let's copy that. And this one just to display the number of the months. So let's go back in here. So right here we start by entering the following. Paste that. The text, that will be equals date time dot now dot to long date string. That is it. There. Now the next one is going to be LBL, tax period dot text, and that will be equals, let's first of all convert dot to string, and what we are converting, that is going to be the month. There we go. And I think that should do it. So maybe we should say in decimal, the month in decimal. Okay, first of all, let's run it first. It should give me just the number of the month. There we go, and we have today's date there. That is the month, number of the month, August, and today's date. That is good. So that one is out of the way. Now let's take care of some calculations in here. Now let's go back in here, double click on the payment. Double click on that, and right inside the payment, first of all, let's say try cash to take care of any error. And where's my cash statement? Just grab all of these, paste it right underneath here. There. So right in here, I'm going to start by entering my global variable called the inner city, and the inner city will take in whatever value we have inside. Let's see, shall I say by value? No, whatever we have, that has to be converted. Convert dot to double here, and what I'm converting dot to double will be txt city wage dot text. One down. The next one will be basic pay. Want to convert that as well. Grab hold of all of these, paste that in here, and that is going to be txt basic pay, basic salary dot text. Then we have overtime. Convert txt overtime. There we go. That is done. Now But now I want to convert everything we have in here to pound sign. So let's come right in here and just say txt city wages dot text that is equals. Okay, I'm now going to convert whatever we have in here straight into pound sign. So let's say string dot format, and what are we formatting? So let's say into 2 decimal place, speech mark, curly braces or curly bracket, that would be 0, column C. I think the C should be lowercase though. Now come in here, comma, inner city wages. There we go. I've just converted one. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. Grab this, paste, grab hold of all of these, paste it here, and this very one. There we go. Just need to change the variable inside. Overtime, change overtime as well. There. Okay, I'm now going to run that and see. Run. Let's just see how that's gonna look like for now. Enter some value in here and there. So let's click on that. Very good. Okay, now that is working. Now let's continue. The next thing I want to do now is to work out the tax. So to do that, let's come right down here, say tax. That will be equals, let's say inner city plus basic pay plus overtime. There we go. I want to put that in a bracket, and let's divide, let's multiply it by 9. Let's assume the tax is 9%, then we divide it by 100. Okay, so let's enter 2 more brackets here. There we go. So that is tax taken care of. I'm going to copy all of this. Now let's take care of pension. So that's the pension there. Let's assume the pension is approximately 12%. Okay, done. Let's take care of student loan. Alright, student loan is there, but let's say it's about 5%. And finally, NI payment. And that is, the system is suggesting 4%. I'm gonna, let's say 3%. Okay, that's done. Now we need to assign all of those straight into their respective components. So let's say LBL tax. LBL tax is going to take in, it has to be converted to string. Okay, let's grab hold of all of this. Copy, paste. And that is going to be tax. There. We want LBL pension. So I'm going to copy all of these and just change things around. LBL pension. Paste. And that becomes pension. and student loan, LBL student loan, paste, change that to student loan, and finally LBL NI payment, LBL NI payment, paste, and change this to NI payment right here. There we go. Alright, that is taken care of. Get rid of this. All done. If I run it now, let's save it first before we run it. So let's click on run, and we'll see how that is going to look like. Okay, so in here, enter some value in here and here as well, and there we go. Very good. Now we need to be able to work all of these ones out. This is going to work with here, so let's go back in here. So right in here, we're meant to create two local variables. I can just put those up here. Let's call them double. So I'll call this deduct, comma, and the gross pay. Yeah, just those two. Gross and deduction. Let's say deduct. That is going to be, we need to add up everything that we have in here. So that is going to be tax. Yeah, for deduction we add up all of these. Tax plus pension plus student loan and plus NI payment. That will be a deduction there. Now we need to take care of the gross pay. That's a gross. That is going to be equals inner city plus basic pay plus the overtime. There we go. Now we then need to add everything up and work out. Okay, let's do this first. Let's say LBL gross pay. That will be equals all of these in here. So I'm going to copy this. Let's just do it this. Copy all of these. Paste this here. That will be gross pay. Done. LBL deduction. The same thing. Undo that. LBL deduction will be, let's copy all of these, paste, and grab hold of deduction. Done. Now LBL net pay. LBL net pay is going to be equals all of this. There we go. So that will be gross pay minus there. We can put that in bracket and close this up as well. And that is it. So let's run it and see what's going to happen. But we also need to calculate the rest of it all. So let's come down here. Let's run it. Run. Then we continue from there. We have our period in there. Let's enter whatever in here. Okay. Run. Very good. Subtract this from this, we get this. That's your take home. Now we need to work out these two. To take care of the taxable, we need the months. So let's get hold of whatever we have inside the months. So for that to work, I'm going to have to declare or change the period. I have the period in here as a string. Well, I'm going to change that to double. So just copy it, paste it here as double. There we go. Get rid of this for now. Alright. So because whatever I store in there, yeah. Let's go back in here, double click on that. Come right down here. Now, let's say period. That will be equals. We can convert, we need to convert dot to double, LBL, tax period, dot text. There. Now, to be able to work out taxable, let's say LBL taxable pay, grab hold of, yeah, we can grab hold of all of these. Paste that in here. So it's going to become tax multiplied by period. Times period. There we go. And we're going to repeat the same thing for LBL pensionable. LBL pensionable. Paste. So we need to change this to pension. That should work out the taxable pay and the pensionable pay. Save that. Run. Let's just see how that's going to work. And enter something here. There we go. So that's working fine as well. Now, one thing we need to do is we need to work all of this one out. And this as well. Okay, let's exit out. Let's see reset. That works. Okay, if I reset, maybe I should just get the date back here. This. Yeah. Now, let's see. With resets, everything goes. There's nothing in there. Alright, let's go back in here. Form load. Inside the form load, resets. I can just grab hold of all of these. So I can just grab hold of the form load, copy that. I'm going to put that inside the reset right at the bottom here. Form load. No, that should be sender, comma, E. There. Okay, so when I run it now and reset the whole system, we should be able to get the correct month in there. There we go. Reset. There. That is fine. Okay. Now, let's do this. All of these are working now without need to take care of this. But let's see, and we need to take care of these, all of these as well. Okay, for now, I'm just going to call it the end of the third part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.